We are maybe live. What's dashboard gonna say? We are live. So welcome to this week's Paint Your Style. I sound like absolute shit still. If you've been following on Instagram, you will know that I came home from the Chicago Pen Show incredibly sick. So you will probably have to crank your volume to hear me. This is as loud as I can talk. I'm sorry. But I really wanted to do this week's Paint Your Style. I really like it. And I think it's super cute. And I was having a conversation with an Instagram friend last night who I actually met in person at the pen show. And we were discussing the fact that I often do the background of pieces in ink. And I've been doing the mini trees in inks, but I don't often do a full on piece in ink. It's just not really my thing. And it's rare that we have a piece for Paint Your Style that would actually work for. This week, though, we do have a piece that works for. So we are going to do this week's Paint Your Style entirely in ink. I've pulled a palette that I like. It's a real mixture of brands, lots of Ferris wheel press. But I think only one of them was a Jubilee color. I think only Writing Desk was. Everything else I purchased myself. And then everything else is other brands. So we've got Sailor, we've got Vinta, we've got Colorverse. It's a real mixture of stuff, and we're just going to sort of have fun with it. And I am quite excited for this. There will be pauses as I mute the microphone to cough. I am still sick. I'm just less sick than I have been. So we are going to set up this palette. I've picked out Antimatter from Colorverse, Vinta Mascara, Sailor Sakura, Cream of Earl from the High Tea collection, which is in this tiny little vial, Storied Blue, but the green version because there was an error batch where some of the bottles were green, and I have one, Peter Moss, and then Writing Desk. That's going to be my palette, and we are going to set it up on this lovely new metal palette that I have because I have not cleaned palettes since I came home, and I'm looking at a giant pile of palettes that I have to clean. So let's set this up. I'm going to sort of set it up in the same order that I have it set up top in. So this was the ink that you got for registering for a weekend pass at the show, I want to say. It's quite a pretty gray. I also got it in a big bottle in a box set that I purchased. So, like every other time I work with inks on this channel, we are going to probably dilute these all with water. This is Vinta Mascara. I almost didn't buy this ink. I had ordered Evening and the Sakura Manyo ink. But I couldn't decide if this one was too similar, and I would say that all three are very different. And so I'm happy that I have all three, though it is going to take me a while to get through all of them. Then we have the Sailor Sakura, which I'm obsessed with. It is definitely going in a pen for whatever the next inked video is. I don't know that it'll be June. It might be mid-June. So I don't know that I'm going to need to ink pens at the beginning of the month, though I still haven't cleaned pens post Chicago, and some did leak, so it might be sooner. Sorry about that, I had to cough. Then we have Earl Grey up next, which I'm going to use for sand. Earl Grey was discontinued by Ferris Wheel Press because it does weird things when exposed to light. It is supposed to be pink. Mine is like a lime green, not lime green, mine is like a tan green. Which is not the color it's supposed to be. If you look at the bottom of the bottle, it's like supposed to be like a pale pinky peach color. We have Storied Blue, which is the green version, which is not the version I wanted, but I find that I use this color a lot now for writing samples, so that I don't actually use ink I like for my writing samples. So if you see any of my writing sample videos, I am probably 9 out of 10 times using this ink, unless it's for a pen that has its own matching ink. And I own the matching ink, in which case I will be using the matching ink normally. Peter Moss is up next, which is also another color in the Bookshop collection. So both Storied Blue and Peter Moss are part of the Bookshop collection. It's the only, I think it's the only Ferris Wheel Press collection that I own. Both the mini bottles, and then I like the mini bottles so much that I bought the actual bottles. I just really like the muted colors in the Bookshop collection, whereas some of their colors are just a bit too bright for what I do day to day. Might end up needing more of that, because that's going to be what I use for trees. And then writing desk, which I go back and forth about loving. Browns are hard. I think I need to try the Mont Blanc Toffee Brown. They had a lot of Mont Blancs to test at the pen show, but Toffee was not one of them. Most of the ones they had were actually old colors that Mont Blanc has discontinued, unfortunately, because I like some of them and I won't be able to get them, but it is cool to be able to test all those inks, and I will be doing a video where I go through all the inks I got to test, because there are lots I got to test on the show floor that did not appear in one of the testing videos yet. So we've got our palette set up, and I have sort of stuck everything in order. So stick this over here, grab this, and I am going to add just a little bit of water to them all. So here's a page. Let's tape this out. I can't remember if this is the good roll of tape or not, so that'll be a fun adventure for us all. And let's get into this. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do this wet on wet? Maybe. Let's grab a brush. Let's grab the flat, actually. Oh, that was my clean water cup. Whatever. All right. All right. I'm going to dry this first layer. All right, I sort of love the like pops that the Manyo or Sakura has given it. We're not actually dry. All right, now we're dry. Part of me wants to leave the background like that and just put in the trees because I sort of love it. It did bleed down a little bit more than I wanted right here. Otherwise, we would have had a really nice horizon line. But I don't know that I can fix that without making, like having to redo the entire background. And I like the rest of the background. So, let's grab this tiny little detailer. And that's the brown. All right. Let's dry these. All right. Now we get to find out how still my hand is today. That was not green. There's the green. Mix up more olivey green for some of these. right. I don't hate it when that's the new threshold for a piece. Is I don't hate it. Greener pile of color over here. Does it need birds? I don't know. We might just leave it like that. colors. Oh, it's not Earl Grey, is it? Nope, it's Cream of Earl. There we go. There's this week's color palette. I have to say I love the Sailor Mano ink. It's definitely going in a pen in the next inked video. So I'm going to have to figure out what it's going to go into because it is such a fun color. And yeah, this was just a fun play, really. It's fun to do something a little bit different. It's been a while since I've sat at my desk and actually painted. And I don't know that I was feeling well enough to actually do like a full in-depth painting. So this was good. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like play with your inks. I find that I do on occasion, but I don't always. And I do really enjoy when I do it. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Paint Your Style.